Welcome to Star Citizen. So ramming, it's a heck of a thing. It can happen during combat. It can happen on certain occasions when it's intentional. It can happen in some occasions when you're doing head-to-head dogfighting. Well, I guess you could call it a space chicken. And it can also happen to those guys who are the landing pad rammers. Well, at least the poor victims of those rammers. Ramming itself actually can be really simple and it can be tremendously hard. If it has happened to you during combat, at let's say your combat speed of around 200 meters a second or so, some simple light or even medium fighters just clashing into each other. Now, it doesn't mean it will always go up in flames. Occasionally, one side will lose, one side will win, you both may blow up. There are several scenarios that may happen. But then there are also some of these unbelievable scenarios that can happen, or might not happen at all. Best example here is taking something like Hercules C2 and just going on a ramming spree against other ships. Well, basically nothing did happen, nothing seems to be damaged. It does look to be damaged visually, and there are certain scenarios where actually you can blow up doing the exact same thing. But how does it all happen? Now, there are several scenarios for this. First of all, how much of a direct hit is it? Is the opponent moving towards you? What are the opponent's speeds? If you're ramming a stationary target. If you're ramming most likely a stationary target, there's a pretty good chance that if you're not moving at high speed, nothing will really happen. While two targets moving towards each other at mediocre speeds, well, most likely both of them are gone. There are so many factors we need to consider. Now, ramming other ships is one factor. There are also rocks, asteroids, meteors, space debris. Hitting that at a mediocre or high speed will most likely destroy you. While trying to hit a stationary target, well, both of you are pretty likely to survive. There are some scenarios where you can try to hit your targets with the wing, you can try to hit them with, let's say with the nose of the ship. The nose of the ship is the most likeliest place to actually send you up in flames as well, but any other part might just get damaged, at worst case blown away, or even at best case not receive any damage at all. And this is what actually happened with me using Hercules C2 to ram some of these, small ships. Just to show you that C2 can die and, in most cases nothing will happen, we have seen that the size doesn't really matter, because my target as well hasn't really received that much damage. He has just been, in a way, deflected off my ship. So I downgraded myself to Corsair. Kinda had the same results, deflected quite a bit, high speed of course could blow me up, and there's not much difference there. But the most common things to really happen are collisions in dogfights, or just maneuvering collisions. So putting things in an equal ship, at an equal, I can't say speed, but equal sizes, and just going for the ram, we can see that that is not a great idea. If you do have size advantage, it can count for something, because there is significant visual damage to be received at least, or some form of damage that may not directly cripple your ship, but damage nonetheless. It's hard to explain ramming, but one thing is for sure. Fighters are not very durable at it, or, light ships in general. So having a big ship, ramming will most likely not affect you. Other ships might ram against you and blow up in smithereens, but the most common thing to note, ramming with big ships should be very, very irrelevant. Most unluckiest thing to ever happen, you will most likely do some combat maneuvering, like fighting Idris, and accidentally hitting a space debris. That is where a big ship can pretty much really go off. But other these medium and light ships, medium ships don't usually maneuver that well anyway, so there really isn't any problem usually with them. And if they do hit each other, they are more likely to survive than light fighters. So in this case, the size does matter. It gives you an advantage, and of course the big help pool helps a lot. I never suggest ramming anybody, but if you have lost your weapons, don't have any ammo, or in another nasty situation where you have no other options, I guess you can use it as a last resort weapon. Other than that, it's not really that valuable of a tool, because it can work against you, or it just might be irrelevant and, best case, look awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching.